shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow anymore at all. Jeremiah 31:12. And that's why I centered what I do around a garden. And mom and dad, mom or dad, or mom and dad create a little place where they meet with their child, and they call it their garden. And it's at that place where they're going to communicate. I love this. I found this from Peggy Benson, who's wrote a book, Listening for a God Who Whispers. And she says this: if we can make a place where memories can be found again and again, where stories are told and retold, where the special moments of our lives are visited and revisited again and again, brought out of the closets and dusted off on the shelves and the walls and the end tables, then we can make a place where the Lord can remind us of the ways His grace has found us. Boy, that was great. That's wonderful. But what I've seen and what I love is that if you will create a safe place where your child can express what's going on inside of you. Now, we have foolish myths with our children too. And one of these myths, as you look at me, I suffer from by being overweight all my life, and you can just about guess which one I identify with here. Number one, just have something to eat, you'll feel better. You know what I mean? And I've been eating to feel better all my life, because that's always been the way if I get anxious or I get worried about something, hey hon, where are we going to go eat? You know, eating I was taught that. Oh, just go to the refrigerator, have a sandwich, you'll feel better. You know, because while I grew up, my mom and dad almost got divorced. My mom had 3 children out of wedlock, and nobody in the world even cared one bit over what was happening inside of me. So I had to make my own choice. My own choice was to become a tough guy who could hide his feelings. And that's who I was. That's what my life was. Or then they'll say to us, oh, don't feel bad. Or don't think about it. These are things we say to our children. Or we say, well, we can get another one, you know, if they've had another loss other than a child. Or go to your room and think about it. You know, just think of what that does to a child. Or say to your son, grow up, be a man. Right? Or just do something. Keep busy. Go cut the lawn. Go do something. What I'm saying to them is, I don't want to know what's going on inside of you. I don't care what's going on inside of you. I got my own problems. I'm dealing with my own loss. And that's a terrible thing. Don't push a child. Don't diagnose a child. Remember God in recovery. Jesus is the one who said this: suffer the little children and forbid them not, and come to me, for such is the kingdom of heaven. I love what one writer said. He says that he translates that verse like this: let the kids through. You know, and that's Jesus, because everywhere we saw Jesus, he was with the kids. Jesus loved the kids. You will see there is pain, and you'll see it on their little faces. Some hide it or try to, and they think it's not important enough to you for me to talk about. See, and that puts them into their own grief, their own way. And children have their own way to grieve or to express their grief. Their world is built around make-believe things. They're in a learn by what they see mode. They don't have words, so they express themselves in moods, and they often, at times, symbols. Many just melt into the background with a feeling of insignificance. We can never do that to our children. It's unfair to do to our children. What we can look for or expect in our children while they're grieving. Words of pain about the special person, excessive crying, bedwetting or nail biting, clinging to security issues, distance in words, moods, and appearance, lack of desire to speak the person's name, desire to sleep continually, and that's really dangerous, loss of appetite, or just stuck in a nasty mood. Now, let me just go through some of these goals quickly that we want to try to achieve. And this is what the whole workbook is about. I'm not going to get through everything in it, but just the general thoughts. But what we want to do is we want to show the youngster that even Bible heroes had times when they couldn't understand why some things happen. You know we're such heroes, aren't we? How many have ever heard the scripture from Job chapter 13, which says this? Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Have you ever heard that word before? Have you ever heard it? Okay, now other than my wife, and I've never found a person on this earth, maybe Audrey might, who could recite to me what the rest of that verse says. Because it's not good preaching. That part's good. But what's the rest of that verse? Anybody know what the rest of that? Yeah,
I
Dave,
don't
you
too.
know too. Dave knows as much about this as I do. The rest of the verse is, nevertheless, I'll plead my case against it. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. But you're going to hear from me because I really don't like what happened. But that's not good preaching. But that's human, isn't it? That's me. Yeah, God, I love you and I trust you, but I really don't understand why it happened, and I really don't know. Well, our kids are feeling this too. Our kids are feeling this too. And somewhere along the line, we give them the idea that all these great Bible heroes all got through it and did wonderful, and I should be like a Bible hero. I should be like a soldier. No, you should be like a human being that has feelings, and son or daughter, I want to know what's hurting your heart. Try to tell me, because it's hurting me too. And what's happening? You know, I always say that if a mom or a dad gets with their child one time, just give me one time, that you get with your child and you sit down with your child and you say, honey, I hurt. Where do you hurt? That'll do a myriad of things that those other stupid things we say would not do. And in fact, they would really hurt us. They would really hurt us more. I try using art, I try to get them to identify their loss and how it makes them feel. Let them draw where their pain is and what hurts them. Their heart hurts, but God will be in the garden to help their heart. You know, and again, that garden is a safe place, a place of hope. The second session, you know, Charlie, once a week, get together with them. I try to share with them. It'll be tough, so give yourself a break. We'll both hurt and both survive. And I'm glad that someone realizes that with what I've lost, I'm not by myself. See, that's identifying with your child, and that is building a bond between you and your child. I'm sorry, Melby, you're going to have to help me here too. To show the youngster that everyone who has lost someone important takes a while to heal. See, I want my kids to know that. Affirm them for being so honest in their feelings, and include the fact that you hurt too, and explain how everyone's family's heart hurts, but they don't show it in the same way. And find out what they're feeling. The process, try to get to them identify with what makes it so hard to feel normal. Let them draw whatever keeps bugging them. Let them guess how God is helping them. Surround them with love and comfort, even though they don't feel it. Did you ever teach kids this in Sunday school? Did you ever realize in a group of kids where 2 rooms are full, did you ever realize how many of those kids are really hurting and no one in the world even cares, or knows how to deal with them, or knows how to help them, or knows how to bring them through? Well, don't let it happen in our families. They too have to come to a point where they accept what has happened and how it is affecting them. You know, I hate to have to admit it to myself, but my love is gone, mommy is gone, daddy is gone, my friend is gone, so I have to say goodbye. To show the youngster that at times things happen and there's no easy way to feel better. To help them start thinking about their loss and explain their feelings by drawing and coloring. Draw their loss. Just remember, it's not an art class, so it's not how good they do. It's that if I can get my child to show me what they're feeling and that I'm feeling it too, I will help them immensely. So they don't have to spend the rest of their life like I do, trying to only use the only tools that I have. Go get something to eat. That's how you handle everything, right? I think I've grown a little bit more from that. The